Hello, everybody. Me and my boy here are just watching some TV while we wait. So, this stream is meant to kind of just dispel some rumors and give you guys kind of a modest review of the game from my perspective. This is going to be the last thing I really do pre-release of this game. I'm kind of just going to go dark on the Reddit. I'm not really going to post any more videos or anything. And the purpose of this is because it's really awkward watching, YouTube interviews or articles or whatever of people kind of putting words in my mouth and saying things that I didn't really say. And the context through text on posting on Reddit has kind of come across a little weird. And I just kind of want to, set the record straight in a couple things and show you guys some stuff. Because I feel bad. I feel like people are getting the wrong impression as if I'm trying to derail the hype train, and I'm not. I'm not in any way trying to derail the hype train. I just want to make sure people understand what they're getting involved in. So if this, for whatever reason, does get cut off, I'm going to make this video maybe 25, 30 minutes. That's going to be it. We're going to keep recording on our end. So if Twitch does cut this video off, I will post the whole video, myself, so you guys can watch it. And the main thing I want you to understand here is reviewing this game and saying how I feel about it isn't so easy as doing it in just a couple minutes. So I'm going to kind of show you stuff and talk about my feelings on the game while I show you those things. So with all that said, let's go to work. Obviously, this is just a space station. You guys have seen this. And this is so two things I really want to clarify here. The big thing I want to clarify is the method I use to get to the center. Because a lot of talk and a lot of people seem to think it's an exploit or it's some kind of cheat or these other things, and it's really, really not. And I really didn't mean for it to come across that way. So the first thing I want to show you is this. Every single time you come to a space station, there's going to be a left side and a right side. Every single time. And there's guaranteed to be at least one side room on each of these with a chance of another side room. So you're guaranteed to have at least 2 side rooms, possibly 4. Once you come in here and you go inside this, fuck, if you can make the jump with your jetpack and not be a turbo. You come in here, and every single time you come on the left side, there's always going to be a door over here to the right. And occasionally, a door over here on the left. In this instance, there isn't one. So if you run over here, and you'll see this door boop, opens up. And inside of here, there's always going to be these canisters. Now, in addition to the Atlas Stones and all that other junk, these canisters were a major part of how I made it to the center. Because every time you open these, they sometimes have a crafting material that crafts you'll open the canister and you'll either get one of these, or one of these. And this is used to craft this, which is used to craft this, which is used to craft the fuel. So if you open the canisters and you get free antimatter, you get free vapor, it's very, very easy to craft warp cells. And sometimes the canisters themselves have warp cells in them itself. It's a low chance. If I had to guess, I would say the chance is like 50% to get one of these, 30% to get one of these, 15% to get one of these, and probably like 5% to get one of these. And the interesting thing is, these are completely free. You just walk in and you loot them, and they're here every single time. And there's a space station in the middle of every single system you go to. So every time you make a jump and you come to the space station, you can just run over here and grab those canisters, and you're probably well on your way to crafting another warp fuel. So that's a major part of how I was able to get so much warp fuel. Not even considering the Atlas Stones and everything else I'm going to show you. Those stations are there. The only thing that's blocking you from those stations is you need a key card. You need one of these, which I'll explain later. But this is how you get into that room. Once you craft this, you're in for life. That's all you need. Now this, like I said, sometimes there'll be an NPC here. Sometimes there'll be a room over here. And there's always a room over here. And the important part about this room is when you come in here, see this? See how it says locked door, need an Atlas pass? That's this thing. That's the Atlas pass. And eventually in your playthrough, I won't spoil it quite thoroughly, but eventually once you craft this Atlas pass, you're good to go on getting through these doors. And this is important because every single time you come into one of these space stations, you'll come into one of these, and this is how you upgrade your suit. You actually buy another spot on your suit. And this is what a fully upgraded suit looks like. It's a 6x8 completely open suit. Now I've been hard at work mastering some of my upgrades so that everything is done. I still have a few more that I never really got to do, and I was also moving around. And as you can see, they're color-coded, so I was min-maxing and kind of, lining them up on the side of my inventory here. So I was at work. These are lined up with yellow. These are lined up with purple. Now, I don't have definitive proof that this gives you some kind of bonus because it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure this gives you a boost. I mean, they're lit up if they're next to each other, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure they give you a boost. But anyhow, another reason I was making so many jumps to the center is because every time I made a jump to another system and every time I came into another space station, I could upgrade my suit one more time. And this was really important to me because every time I'm traversing and exploring planets, my inventory was filling up like crazy. So to me, it was like, I'm just going to be jumping to a whole bunch of systems to max out my suit as soon as possible. Because the faster I do this, the faster I have a full suit, I can carry all these cool upgrades and I can have all these resources. And it's awesome, especially when you consider this. This is all my ship can carry. It's not very big. I mean, it's bigger than probably what you're going to see on average. But I mean, when you consider how much my suit is carrying compared to how much my ship is carrying, it's a very good indication as to why I rushed to the center in the way that I did. It wasn't just to get to the center. It was because I was maximizing my suit inventory as I was doing it, which was very, very important. So all that said, we're going to jump now. We're going to go out into space. And I'm about to show you how I made it to the center. Now, I want to warn you right now, what I'm about to show you is a very big spoiler. It's something that I've intentionally kept hidden for a long time, but I realize that we're at the point now where enough copies exist in the wild. People are very soon going to be hitting this. So rather than have you see it with no context, I'm going to show you this. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Some of you may have already seen this. I don't know. But anyhow, here we go. So when you open up your planetary map, I intentionally position myself here to show you that. And just like you can see, I'm going to tease you a bit here. You're going to see this is where I am. And if we fly, where the heck is it? Towards the center, you're going to notice something pretty cool about how close I am. It actually stops. And that's because we're that close to the edge of the universe. If I wanted to, I could fly to the center right now, but I'm not going to because I refuse to spoil that. Anyhow, if we go back to where we are on the map, you're going to see something pretty cool with what I'm about to show you. Now, disclaimer, you will find these kind of early in the game. Again, this is a major spoiler, so if you don't want to see this, close the video right now. It is pretty cool. But there aren't just black holes. There are red dots on the map. And the red dots are hype because they're Atlas stations. And I just clicked this with no fuel on my hyperdrive. That was pretty trolly of me, huh? Alright, I do have warp fuel. There we go. Alright, let's try that again. Let's reinvigorate the hype. Okay, let's try that one more time. So, Atlas stations. Dun dun dun. Here we go. One-time game, don't crash. Now, the reason I'm showing you these is because this is going to make a lot of sense. What's going to happen when you see this is the explanation as to what I was trying to say about the Atlas stones. People were like, oh, the Atlas stones are so difficult to get. You know, the free warp fuel, all of this stuff. It's not necessarily true with what you're about to see. First thing you see when you load up is one of these bad boys. This is an Atlas station. This functions similar to a space station, but as you see, it's a little different once you get inside. And we're going to start reviewing, and I'm going to start explaining some stuff after I show you this. This is purely to explain how I got to the center so easily. So once you get inside, this is the fourth faction. The Atlas race exists, and every time you come in here, that giant ball can procedurally generate as another random variant. That screenshot I showed you, that was the joking Death Stranding ripoff, was actually when I came in one of these, it was just sitting right there as the Atlas for this particular, whatever. Now, when you come into one of these, there's going to be balls everywhere that you can go and you can pick up. And these actually teach you words if you run over them. So you can pop over here and, this and that. There's a whole bunch of these, and it actually takes you a frustratingly long time to run around and grab all those, and we won't worry about that right now. Now, another cool thing when you come in here is as you cross these circles right here, these are going to upgrade your suit. But you'll notice when I cross this, we're going to get an error message. Now, the reason for that is because once you have all the possible upgrades for your suit, which I have, you know, the modules, I have the individual element defenses, all the stuff that you see built. Once you have everything, this starts erroring you, and it just starts saying, nope, sorry, you can't do it. So that's how you know that you've reached their maximum recipes. Now, I've had this happen for my multi-tool, my ship, and my suit, and we'll talk about that later, but that's it. Now, here's the thing. When you walk into one of these, you see these two black balls right here? Check this out. That's fuel, and that's fuel. It's that simple. And then when you come walking up to this thing and you talk to it, it's going to give you a message. Now, you have ranks in this game based on your accolades, which if you haven't seen, I'll show you in a second. I should have showed you that first. But when you talk to this sucker, it gives you a little piece of lore. And as you progress through the game, it's kind of neat. They talk a lot about how they created the galaxy. They talk about how you are the traveler or a major part of the galaxy. You know, you're a big part of the universe in the lore of this game. And when you accept it every single time, accept the power of the Atlas, it flows through me. He said, I already have the blueprint, but then look at this. Atlas stone given. So that's it. That's how you do it. You come to one of these Atlas stations, you get 2 free fuel, you talk to the big ball, it gives you free Atlas stone, and that Atlas stone sells for a ton of money. So what I did, once I get out into space, I'll show you. If I can get in my ship. So the basic thing is black holes are in the game, as you saw. And I can't actually use a black hole right now. So I'll teach you that in a second. And this is actually a game-breaking bug, so pay close attention, okay? Once you're in space, there are black holes. Now, if you highlight this, it tells you you are 1128.7 light years from the center. Now, if I find a black hole, I don't know. It could be anywhere. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can fly to any one of these planets. Here's one. So here's a black hole. Now, if I flew to this and I punched through the black... That's not a black hole. Where the hell to go? Wait, yes, it is a black hole. What am I doing? Black hole, yeah. So if I flew to the black hole, what black holes are is they're glorified warp jumps. Every time you go through one, it jumps you something like 700 light years towards the center. And the reason it was so easy to get to the center is I literally would just jump to an Atlas station, grab the 2 free warp fuels, then jump to a black hole, jump about 700 meters towards the center, and then I was that much closer. And then when I landed, I would just look for another Atlas station, grab 2 more warp fuels, rinse, repeat, go to the black hole, you know, and that was all it took. And because they give you so much free fuel, and because I could easily find enough of these within proximity that I could go from one to the other, it's a really simple process if you want to get to the center. Now, as you saw with the Atlas station, there is no way that is an exploit. That is clearly by design. Those were not happenstance in being there. They want you to give the Atlas stones. They want you to... 7 meters, sorry. I'm not paying attention, honestly. I'm trying to focus on the bigger picture, the little things. Light years, you know what I meant, light years. Anyhow, sorry. It's clearly something that they've decided to do, and it's, you know, just a design decision, I think. And I don't really care about the jumping of the distance. The thing about the Atlas stones is it kind of bothers me that they sell for so much because it jeopardizes the trade market, which I think is an important part of the game. So that's that. That's all it was to it. That's how you do it. You jump to these Atlas stations, and then you jump to the black hole, and that's how you get to the middle. So it's not an exploit. It's not a bug. Now you understand how it works completely, and let's hope they fix it. Now, while I finish my review of the game, I'm going to jump to this planet because it looks really cool. We're going to explore a random planet. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little excited that's a water planet. And now I'm going to try to actually explain how I feel about the game. Now, one of the biggest reasons I've been a little reluctant to try to explain the game in a review sense is because my fear is people are going to overreact to my general feel of how this game... Oh, this planet looks awesome. There's a lot of water here. Maybe we can find a big shark. But I think this game is going to surprise people in that... Oh, wow, and it's plants too. It's not exactly the game a lot of us thought it was going to be. And when I say that, what I mean by that is, coming into it, we knew the game was a planet exploration sim. And we also knew that it was a trade simulator, and that it had space combat, and that there was ground combat, and all this other stuff. And I think a lot of us started getting delusions of grandeur and thinking that the game was going to be super fleshed out in every single one of those areas. That we were going to have this really complex Half-Life type shooter mixed with like an Elite Dangerous space combat, also mixed with a planet simulator and all this other fancy stuff combined. And the reason I say the expectations are going to be mixed is because it's not that kind of game. The main focus is on the planet exploration. And the reason I think this game succeeds, and the reason I think a lot of people are going to like this game, is because this is what Sean promised us. This is the game he was always trying to make. He wasn't trying to make Half-Life in a shooter. He wasn't trying to make an intense space combat. He was trying to make a game where you visit planets, you see a lot of cool stuff that you're never going to see anywhere else, and you find a lot of, plants and animals and stuff. And that's the important part to me. And I think, hold on. And I think that this is the important focus. And no matter what other people may say, no matter complaints people are going to have about the combat or any other, the trade or anything else, it doesn't matter, because those things aren't what the game is supposed to be. And that's why reviewing this is so difficult for me, because there are things I don't like, there are things I like, but at the end of the day, when I say to myself, what is this game supposed to be? This, what I'm looking at right here, this is what the game is supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And the game succeeds on this level. This is exactly what we wanted. This is what we were promised. And this is what it is. So if you're looking for an intense shooter, if you're looking for a complex space fighter game, this is not going to be your game. This is exactly what it was always meant to be. And I just think that I got lost in the possibilities of what that could be. I think thinking too much and too into it and kind of getting, into the idea of, this is going to be so crazy. There's going to be all this fighting and these space dog fights and all this other stuff. Like, when you really think about what they showed us in the game, they never actually showed us that. They showed us exactly what the game has, but it was always bits and pieces and demos, and we kind of just added our own fantasies onto it. And I think that's why the hype train kind of got out of control. But we're going to go to the bottom of the ocean right now. So if people ask me, what do I rate this game? That's a loaded question. You can't just rate this game with the typical rating. I mean, websites are going to, they're going to try to put a score on this game. And I think that's really difficult to do, because I think this is the kind of game that is dependent on who's playing it. And it's going to be a lot of different opinions for a lot of different people. Wow. Well, not much in the way of life here, but... So if I had to rate the combat and the space combat and stuff like that, yeah, probably wouldn't be a very high rating. But if I had to rate the planet exploration and the procedural and the sense of atmosphere and immersion, it would be pretty high. It would probably be like a 9 or a 9.5. And the only reason I don't, immediately shotgun give the other areas of the game a higher rating is because I really feel like we're not playing the finished version. I feel like they're going to patch in a better version with some fixes, and I can't really appropriately grade all those other areas until I've seen the final copy or whatever it is they have planned, because there are areas of this game that don't necessarily feel complete, and I think that is a large part of why the review copies didn't go out. But yeah, there is no life in this ocean whatsoever, huh? Well, so much for that. But, so yeah, I don't know. I really feel that my nitpicks and my talking about bugs and, things about that was because I had moved on from the realization that I enjoyed the game. I wasn't thinking about that anymore. I was moving on to the things that I wanted to see them improve to make the game, perfect and better and so on and so forth. And I realized it was difficult for me to have a conversation with the general public talking about those things, because they're not on that page yet. They're still in the honeymoon phase of like, this game's beautiful, it's exploring, I love it. You're not hands-on dealing with some of the bugs and some of the problems, and because of that, you're not experiencing the same state of how can this game become the best game that it can be that I've been experiencing in like my last 10 hours of play or what have you. So as far as the review goes, that's going to be probably the most I can say without talking about things that don't matter because they don't exist in the game yet in terms of bug fixes and what have you. Yeah, there's got to be some life here somewhere. I'm going to go look around. First, I'm going to go on my ship and drive over to that bigger area. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it looks like this is the dreaded fish bug. I think I just found one. Wow. Sorry, buddy. There's no water there. I don't know how I'm going to help you with this one. That is a mean-ass looking shark, too. So this is what I mean. I made a post about this, and everybody gave me a hard time about it, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. This giant shark, I would have just shit my pants if I was in the ocean and saw this guy coming at me. But unfortunately, this guy is having a hard time. It's this official land shark. Maybe I can build him his own lake. Let's see if I can do this without killing him. So I found out something. People wanted to know what happens if you build. If you actually go deep enough, it builds water for you. Look, I'm going to build him his own little home. I'm going to save him. This is amazing. It's working. We're going to save you, land shark. I'm going to... Think I could get him to the ocean? How far away is it? I don't know. That's pretty far. What about this little lake? How far is that? Oh, that's too far, too. I don't know what to do with him. I don't want to just leave him here. I feel bad. It would take me like... I'm not going to lie. If I wasn't streaming, I would actually spend the hour just to get him to the ocean. But I realized that's not a realistic thing to do. So anyhow, we're just going to leave that guy in his new puddle. It's surely better than leaving him where he was. Yeah, so... But yeah, I really feel that people need to give this game a chance. And I feel like canceling your pre-orders over the idea of bugs or because you're worried the game's not ready on day one. It's obviously going to be ready on day one. Gaming companies do day one patches all the time. There really is nothing to worry about. The game succeeds on every level on what it sets out to do in terms of exploring planets and finding, cool things. And the thing about this game is it's so big. Like, I think about the things that we've seen in the videos, the giant sand snake, the big brontosaurus, all these other things that they show off. And I haven't found any of that yet. And I've visited quite a few planets by now, and I've done so much that the game has to offer. And I still haven't actually found any of those cool things. And it gives me a reason to want to keep playing. Oh, there we go. It's definitely exciting when you find, those kind of planets. And a lot of the people will complain about the lack of animals. Like, say I find this deer-looking guy, and then I go to another planet, and there's like 10 more variants of, deers looking like this. I should probably turn those messages off, huh? I don't know. Well, people are going to be messaging me. Not much I can do about it. Anyhow, you found Nemo. But the thing about it is, I actually don't mind that I encounter a lot of similar creatures in this game, because it makes finding the truly unique creatures all the much better. Like, they're so rare when you find the really big, really exciting creatures, and there's a sense of achievement in that. And I think differentiating the guys of, oh, there's that creature that I've seen a million times before versus, holy crap, look at that giant rhino, that's unlike anything I've seen. I think that that's an important thing. I'm reading some of the comments right now. So you say it's a planet exploration sim and it's not worth 40 to 60, but like, how do you really put a price on a game? Like, what is the determination of what you think something is worth? Like, for me, this game has so many hours of entertainment compared to other games that I've played. I made it to the center, I've platted the game, and yet I still don't want to put it down. I want to keep playing, and that's rare. I mean, there are so many games that once I've beaten it, so to speak, and I've seen what the game has to offer, that I put the game down and I don't look back because I feel like it's complete. And no, oh shit, something's coming after me. What do we got? What the hell is that? This game doesn't have that. You're gonna regret the mistake you've made. Now I get to show off my oh shit, now you done it weapon, boys. Those home, don't worry. They'll hit them. Let's go find some sentinels. Yeah, I've, what the hell's... Where are you? I can't... This is like cheating. They like blend in with the grass. Alright, we're gonna cause a ruckus for some fun. You guys want to see me cause a ruckus? Alright, where are the stupid... I can't tell if it's alive or dead. Is that a blob? It looks almost like a little mini blob. I wish they weren't aggro because they're actually kind of cute. I want to kind of just check them out. But sorry, you do have to die. I feel like my gun's not hitting him. I genuinely feel like my gun is not hitting him. Yeah. You didn't dodge that, did you little shit? Okay. So this is my gun. What the... Ugh. Who is attacking me? There's another blob. You little shit. Home run. So this is my gun. And I kind of got bored the other night and decided to maximize the bolt caster a little outrageously to try to cause a ruckus with the Sentinels. And it's safe to say I've successfully done that. We can give them a run for their money right now. Where did they go? I just had one here. Uh-oh, the storm coming. More blobs. They're still coming. This is unbelievable. Well, I gotta fix my life support here. If I had to talk about shortcomings of the game, I would say that there are a couple, you know, stupid little things, and they're all just like little cosmetic things, like having to open my inventory all the time to refuel my stuff. But we're gonna take a break for this. Let's, for fun, just start causing a ruckus and see what happens. Because I know you've probably been waiting to see this. My gun's pretty strong. I can take them out pretty easily. So we are now going to cause trouble and see how long we can last. And I immediately realized this is probably a terrible mistake because I'm very far from my ship and I would have to run all the way back here to get my body if and when I die from the chicken walkers. So while I do this, I should probably start running back towards my ship, which is all the way back there. So yeah, some people are going to cancel their pre-orders because they think it's just a glorified sim and it's not a combat game. And, you know, like, you're going to figure that out watching streams. It's not a secret, and it is what it is. And I think you're making a really big mistake. I don't think that you can gauge a game like this by saying, like, oh, it's not worth $40 to $60. I don't know. I feel like it is. I feel like as far as games go, this game is worth every penny in that regard. I don't understand how one determines the value in a game on those. Is it based on how many hours you get? Is it based on how many extra hours you get after the fact? Like, I mean, to each his own, I guess, but I don't feel the game fails. Different galaxies. So I just made a decision about this, and I'm going to explain this to you right now. Why would it make a mistake if they don't want to sim? See, I guess, again, I don't know what you're really looking for in the game. I mean, did you ever think that that wasn't what this was? I mean, that was pretty much what Sean explained from day one, is that this was an exploration game where you're going to planets and that's what you're looking for. So what else was it that you thought you would get with this game? I mean, what are people's expectations that they hope this game is going to be, other than visit planets, see cool stuff, have a good time exploring the universe? Because, I mean, that is what the game is. And as far as the galaxies thing goes, this has been a huge, weird headache. I don't want to spoil what's at the middle, but I'm about to explain to you the mechanic of what's at the middle. Oh, and I didn't explain the game-breaking bug, too. So here's a game-breaking bug. You actually end the center at around 700 light years from the center. And I did a black hole jump at about 1,300 light years. And it actually jumped me beyond where you're supposed to stop. You know, when you get to the... It basically jumped me into the abyss. I couldn't move from my spot. I couldn't select a new system. It literally broke my game. So hear me now, game-breaking bug. When you're close to the center, do not use a black hole. Just fly there naturally like you normally would. Because if you use the black hole, you're going to break your game. Now, what happens when you get to the center? Here's a compromise. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm not going to explain any of what happens. I strongly advise you just do it for yourself. Because honestly, I don't really understand why anybody that plans on playing the game wants to know what's at the center. I feel like while I was doing my journey there, it was a very large part of the journey. It made me constantly curious, and I wanted to find out for myself. And I really feel that spoiling it is ruining a big part of the mystery of the game. That being said, the game mechanic of what happens when you get to the center is very obvious. The majority of people have already figured it out, and I don't feel bad telling you, because it's not really spoiling anything so much as it's just confirming things. It's the equivalent of confirming that Jon Snow lived. You know, sorry, spoilers. But basically, it's a new game plus mechanic. It does eventually bring you to a new galaxy. There are obviously more than one galaxies, and basically, we all start in the same galaxy, just as Sean said. We eventually progress past this galaxy, and we start in a new galaxy. And for all intents and purposes, that next galaxy could very well be your own galaxy. It could be no one else in that galaxy but you. You could be playing all by yourself, and you're discovering new galaxies that way. It is a new game plus mechanic. Now, what happens there? What happens when you get to the center? I'm not going to tell you. There is stuff relating to it, but people know that is always been pretty much the decided mechanic. That's not really going to be a surprise for a lot of people, and it kind of puts that notion to bed. And I'll tell you right now, you should save your game, back up your file to PlayStation before you do it. Because if you change your mind and decide you want to play at the edge of the galaxy, you're going to be glad you backed up your save file, because you can go to the center, you can do everything that's at the center, and then once the new Game Plus mechanic kicks in, you can reboot your save file and continue playing at the edge of the galaxy like you were, like I did. That's my suggestion, and you're just going to have to see either what's at the center for yourself, or, you know, wait for a stream that's actually going to spoil it. So I was just trying to recharge my stuff, and that chicken walker ran away. I'll tell you right now, one of the biggest things I wish this game had was an auto load. Like, I wish I could just press a button and have the guns load or recharge without having to open my inventory and hover over it and click it. That's a thing that's a really big theme in this game. It happens a lot, and it kind of drives you crazy after a little while. But minor nitpick, not a big deal. But like right now, like if I want to fix my thing, I gotta open it up. I gotta go over here. Still registers it at full. So I don't know. I don't think there's really anything else to discuss. I think, you know, I got my point across. Yes, this game isn't going to appeal to every single person out there, every single demographic of player that wants intense. I mean, this kind of combat's kind of fun. I don't know. I mean, I realize it's not on the intricate level of something like Half-Life for you if you want, or Doom or one of those shooters, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. I mean, I'm having a good time. I can cause trouble with the aliens. I can do the GTA style wanted level of how high can you get, how long can you survive, and that's going to appeal for some people too. I realize it isn't something you're going to want to do hours and hours on end, but I'm getting my ass handed to me right now. I just wanted to fight a chicken walker, but as soon as I went to refuel my shit, the dogs are kind of cool too. Alright, here they come. Oh, no, I'm pretty full. The space combat, someone just asked what the space combat's like. That's one of the things that's hard for me to review, because, see, look at this. I was talking about this. It's going up now, but when you're... Oh, God, he's kicking my ass. No! Oh, got him. I'm getting rocked. I'm going downtown. Run! Your shield doesn't really recharge very quickly. I should probably just do this more from range. I mean, I installed a homing module on my bullets, so it keeps going. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope, bone out, bone out. We don't have the resources for that. My shield's depleted. Go down and fighting, bitch! Nope, my shield's down. Run! Oh, get out! Take off like a pussy! And we bone out. Like a big puss. So, that's pretty much the extent of what you can expect from fighting the Atlas guys. And interestingly enough, I'm still at 5 stars, which means we may be getting company soon. Can you crash land your ship? No. The only way you can take damage is flying into meteors and stuff. That's pretty much it. Oh, Jesus Christ! It's an ambush! Bone out! Bone out! They're still chasing me! Well, I guess this is it, huh? Where'd it go? What do we got? So, yeah, they'll do that. They'll fly in and they'll try to assault you with ships. Now, earlier, when I fought one of these, it was kind of weird. It was glitched. Let's see if it's still glitched. Yeah, see that? It's like, this is why I feel like some parts of this game aren't finished. I don't know. Like, I feel like I should have collision with this thing. I can just, it's like not real. I can just fly through it. Like, it's not really there. It just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. It seems a little weird. But it looks badass, right? I mean, come on. That's definitely pretty sweet. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't really think I can. We'll try one more planet. Let's find one I haven't visited yet. I'm new to this system, so there's got to be one around here we can visit. See, that did damage to me. The only thing you can fly into that really does damage to you are asteroids. They do dong you for a good amount of damage. Some of the things that still exist in this game and that I haven't found, that I'm still actively looking for, and that make me a little like, where the hell are the planets? There's like none here. Things that make me really excited for it are things like the portal at one of the Atlas pillars. There's the giant pillars that have those portals that you can, that apparently teleport you to another area, planet, whatever. I've yet to find one of those, and I've actively been looking for those because I think they're exciting. Actually, I got a fun idea. You want to see me get my ass really kicked? I don't even think I have the resources to do what I'm about to do. Well, I've got a healthy amount of titanium. Alright, you get to watch me make an ass of myself. You ready for this? I'm going to end this stream on this, guys. I didn't plan on streaming for very long. It's not my intention to have a long-winded stream. You know, I just wanted to give a verbal representation of how I feel about the game because I feel it conveys my thoughts and everything that I feel about this game easier than trying to express it through a written text. Hopefully you realize now that, yes, I do enjoy this game. I'm excited. I am having a lot of fun playing it. Yeah, I nitpick over some things. Yeah, I find some bugs. Yeah, I hope that they fix some stuff, but that's just life. I mean, I'm a jerk gamer that wants my games to be perfect. I can't help it, but I realize that the game probably has a day one patch coming, and I'm hoping that, you know, it gets better, and we're going to go out in glorious fashion here. Oh, I realize this is a mistake. I would say for exploration world sim, probably like a 9 out of 10. Oh boy. Am I too far? I gotta get a little closer. There we go. Now it's on. When you hear that beep, you know shit's about to get real. Oh god, here we go. I'm gonna fucking drop. My shield's already gone. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, attacking these bases, not so easy. It actually, you're probably gonna get your ass kicked. My shield's already down again. You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna get the blown the fuck out of this guy. So this is one of the things that's kind of annoying. You gotta kind of open your inventory and redo that every time you want, which is kind of shitty. You have to trace them, like trail their shots to get the shots through. Oh, I'm getting my ass kicked. I just want to take out that one, then I'll heal after that one. Got him. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. See, now I have no idea if this is doing damage if you fire at it. I have no idea. You can see my radar. These things, they just multiply. Look how fast my shield is going down. I legitimately can't keep it up. It's so hard. And when you're in combat like this, look how fast I can go. This is as fast as you go. 164. That's it. You can't go any faster than that. And they're all over the place. They're just swarming me. Like, I can't. Yeah, I'm done. There's no way. It's. So there you go. That's what it's like to attack a base. It's a barrel of laughs. And when you do, a random thing on your ship breaks. You do have a corpse. The corpse is that little symbol right there. You can go out there and pick up your thing, and then you'll get the stuff. And The last thing I'll say, you said New Game Plus. Is there a definite plus element to the successor Galaxy? No. I believe this is just an infinite, continuous universe. It just goes on and on and on and on. I do not believe that there is necessarily benefit gear-wise or progression-wise from starting New Game Plus. I started it, and I made my way back into the Galaxy, and I checked what was for sale, and I looked at the shops, and everything was pretty much the same. So, you know, I don't think that from a benefit of doing it to gain, that there's much to gain from that. But I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. I mean, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Obviously, I don't know everything about this game yet. But I'm having fun playing at the edge of the center, and I'm hoping maybe the edge gets a little crazier if that is in the game or if they implement the game. So I just made a player choice to stay at the edge, to explore and to enjoy it, because I didn't feel like starting over in a new Galaxy yet. I just wanted to stay. One last thing I'll show you before we go is this. Just kind of give you some idea. So I found this, and it's kind of cool. I have no idea what it does. The description is neat. It's not currently used in any of my recipes. I've only found this 50. I'm not going to tell you how I found it because I think it's neat. And this is the kind of stuff that gets me excited for the game, is the possibility that there's stuff out there that we don't really understand yet. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm curious to keep exploring, because I have every recipe available for my ship, my weapon, and my suit, and yet these resources are still, they don't have use. So either this thing is worth money and it's just a trade commodity, or there's more out there and we still have to keep exploring, and there's all kinds of secrets and stuff that we've got to find. So that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is just give you an idea that someone who's reached the center still has no effing clue about some of these secrets, and there's just a lot in this game, and I'm really excited to keep playing it, and I hope you guys are too. Don't let the hype train die. It's still a really, really cool game, and yeah, so good job, Sean and Hello Games. I hope you guys enjoy it, and that's it for me. I'm going dark. It was fun, Reddit. I'll talk to you guys later. See you later.